Okay, so we're into day 7 now. We're finally here. This is the end of our first week. Just in case the helicopter doesn't arrive today, because it can arrive at any point up to day 9, I am also going to include the helicopter event in this episode so you guys can see how we go about surviving that. I think I've pretty much decided that what I would like to do is go back to the school, and I'd like to maybe see about getting inside, getting some loot from there, getting the books that we need for further progression after we survive our first week. Usually, I would say by about day 3 or 4 in an apocalypse run, I'm looking at ways to survive the future. But in Extinction, you can see it's taken a lot longer. We're now at day 7, and we're only just starting to think about stuff that I can prepare for later down the line. Someone rightly pointed out from my last video that if you listen to the radio before 9 a.m, it broadcasts the stuff for the previous day. So at 9 a.m. is when it refreshes with today's information. So with that in mind, we've basically got to find something to do around our base until 9 a.m. Also, would really like if there was like an indicator that makes it a bit more obvious as to which side of the window you're barricading, like a little arrow or something would be really nice. Modders, if you're watching this, the suggestion for you. So no message about air activity, which I believe means that we're good for today. So we're gonna get ready to head out and go back towards the school. I am not gonna take the car with us because in theory, we know that there's no helicopter coming. I'd honestly much rather just have the have less noise be generated. If I go driving up on that building, it's going to attract so many zombies. Maybe I should have thought about bringing a gas mask with me. Someone was asking me in the comments of my last video, like, don't I need to be like more aware of the bad smell moodle that's being generated by all these bodies? And while they are correct, it's really just about how much time you spend in the area. Like the smell moodle itself is just an indicator of how bad the smell is. But if you're not staying there very long, it really doesn't make much of a difference. Gas masks and respirators are really there to help when you are spending a lot of time around an area where there is a bad smell, like your safe house, for example. We got some new zombies in this area that I'm gonna have to get through, I think. Nice instant kills. Spear's not going to last too much longer, though. Okay, excellent. How is the condition of my garden fork? Not great. It's pretty much on its last legs. Fair to say that it served me well, though. Okay, there it goes. That's the end of our trusty garden fork. Okay, so getting into the school is still going to be a bit of a task. I'm going to try and get rid of the ones on this side because it looks the clearest. It looks like that's pulled in 3 zombies over there as well behind us, which is not great. We might have to deal with that group as well, because otherwise I feel like we're going to end up just attracting them while we're in the building anyway. Okay, that's this spear broken as well. Go ahead and get rid of that. And now we're on to the baseball bat. I can't see anything down there. Can't see anything in this classroom. Oh, alarm. Okay, so this could be dangerous because it's drawing zombies my direction. Do you see a sprinter? I think I'd like to try and get past these 3. It's going to be a little bit risky. If I can get down here, I think at least we'll, we have no sight lines from other directions. That alarm's timing was not great. We were in the middle of an open field. And I'm hoping that it doesn't just result in a bunch of zombies getting stuck in the school, but I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, look at all these zombies. Like, they're all just gravitating towards the school. Ah, that's so frustrating. Well, yeah, that's not fantastic for us. I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure I want to go towards the school now that all of those zombies have been dragged over there. There'll be a bunch more inside. Let's try this side, see what we've got down this end. Yeah, yeah, that's completely written off that location, unfortunately. I suppose there's nothing stopping us from going for a drive now that we have a vehicle. And it's already like coming up to midday, so we'll try and do that quickly. Now, obviously, I'm aware that I'm going to be burning through my character's endurance doing this, running through this area, but of course, we're about to be sat in a vehicle for a while, so it should be fine. Into the car, go for a drive. I'm actually going to go and check something else first. There's a little farmhouse nearby, or rather a farm shed that I'm hoping may have some tools that we can use, maybe some crops that we can plant for the future. Farming definitely isn't as useful as it used to be, but it's still worth thinking about for the long term. In my experience, these farmhouses can still have quite a lot of zombies, so I do have to be cautious. There's a couple there. Ah, that's a propane barbecue. That would be good. Looking pretty quiet. So these open farming sheds can be amazing for tools a lot of the time. Fertilizer, sacks. Okay, animal care 1, not bad. Tomatoes, we can use those. Radishes, sugar beets, growing season magazine, gardening trowel that will give us everything we need for that. Empty buckets. You will never, honestly, you'd be surprised how many times I find I need a bucket in Project Zomboid. Some decent loot. I definitely want the barbecue. Is that a military zombie? That is a military zombie. He's wearing a radio pack. Are there any more of them? Just the one? Okay, I'm a little bit not concerned, but I do have to be aware here because this may be like some sort of event or scenario where there's like multiple military zombies. This isn't one of the guys wearing like the Russian camo, is it? In which case, I think that's actually very rare if it is. US Army Manpack radio, elbow pads. It's actually worth noting as well that the military elbow and knee pads tend to have less effect on combat and running speed than the other types. So it's always worth keeping an eye out for the military ones specifically. Have much more effect on your attack speed, your run speed, and your discomfort as well. Now, I'd usually go for boots for protective values, but again, I think I prefer sneakers, although this one does have, yeah, I've trashed these a little bit, so let's wear the boots. I do prefer to go for speed in Extinction. Key to the residence, but the door's open. Windows are smashed, which should mean that any alarms have already gone off. Propane barbecue is not as future-proof as an antique stove, but it's definitely good to have. Is that we don't need to use our gas, which we don't have much of right now. And instead we can pull from these propane tanks. So let's remove this. See, we've got 6 hours and 22 minutes of cook time just on the tank that's in it right now, which is plenty. Grab that. Then we're gonna pick the actual barbecue itself up. There we go. Drop this in the truck. Now that we have a vehicle, it's opened up a lot of different avenues for us. I can really start going a bit further afield. There's all sorts of things that we can find. We do have a generator magazine as well. I don't think we have a generator as of yet. That's something we can keep an eye out for. I think that was all the zombies we saw, but there might be one upstairs, so I do have to be careful. Ooh, an alarm clock. Okay, so alarm clocks are actually quite a useful tool. They're not so important in Apocalypse, but I find that in these settings where there are a lot more zombies, alarm clocks can actually be set for a time not too far in the future, say 10 or 20 minutes away, and they make quite a racket. So if you put them on, I don't know, the other side of the school building that we wanted to loot, and then go in the other side, you can quite often clear the zombies out of the school building so that you can loot. Okay, so up ahead, we've just got 3 small buildings. I'm not going to bother with those. There is a shed nearby, like across the street from us. Honestly, a couple of these houses around here have sheds. So I think we'll check those out and see if maybe we can find a generator. Anywhere there's likely to be tools, there's often generators. Oh, okay, this is a barricaded house again. I'd really like to get in there, actually. Actually, need to top up my water bottle as well when we get in here. Something I keep forgetting to do and really should be doing at every house. Another one down. Okay, so I think we had like 2 or 3 go in by the window. Okay, so I think there's one on the door. Okay, I'm gonna opt to go back to this fence rather than fight by that window where I can't necessarily see everything inside. I'm obviously conscious that there could be a sprinter inside as well. The noise could draw others over. We've got to keep that in mind. Actually going to push this one over so I don't have to fight both of them at once. And it's really just about staggering how many you're dealing with at one time. Similar to Apocalypse, it's just a bit harder because of the added sprinters. There is still one inside, at least one. Don't want to jump the gun and go in there too soon. There's one on this door, one on this door. Don't know if that's all of them or not. Turn this TV off. I suspect that's what brought quite a few of them over. Oh, okay. Whew. Going back out the window we came through. And I'm going to go back to the fence as well, because that should stagger the sprinter and give them a chance to get ahead of the rest. Oh, he's pushing the other one. Okay, that was close. I cannot believe that sprinter just pushed that other one all the way across that yard. I was a little too close for comfort. That's why it always pays to have a look through the other windows first. And really, I probably should have gone around to the other side. Okay, I think that's dealt with the majority of them now. There is one still outside there. Agriculture 1, got an annotated map. Bottle making, blacksmithing, game hunting. Oh, that's huge. Making snare traps yourself is really, really good. And is it just 1? It's 2. We should be all right just to buy both of them in here. Okay, let's fill our water bottle before I forget. Got some 12 gauge rounds here and a sawn off. I'll take the 12 gauge. We'll see if maybe there's a better shotgun lying around before I go taking that. Okay, nice. That's actually not bad at all. 4 boxes of ACP, 1911 and 4 magazines, all of which are full. That's not like the best early stage weapon in the world, but it's also not bad. Sawn off. Honestly, I would really prefer it wasn't sawn off. But I'm going to collect the ammo. The one thing about firearms in not just Project Zomboid, but of course Extinction as well, is that firearms are fantastic. They are really, really good, with the catch that you need enough ammo to use them. If you don't have enough ammo, you are just getting yourself killed. You are just ringing the dinner bell. It's likely a lot of you guys already know that, but it's worth covering in Extinction especially, because it becomes even more so true because those zombies that would take ages to hoard you in Apocalypse, some of them are, of course, sprinters, and they're going to swarm your position very quickly after you start firing. Okay, we have a long stick here. We can make that into a spear. Excellent. I'll do that now while we've got a moment. And then we'll see about looting the rest of these garages, maybe. It's crazy how just finding a vehicle allows you to do so much more, go to so many places, give you so many more looting opportunities that you didn't have otherwise. You can't exactly drive out to the busier areas with like lots of loot like you might in Apocalypse, but you can certainly get your hands on some more stuff if you know where to look. So I think at this point, I should just head back to base because even the first tier of this Moodle alone is really detrimental. So we'll head back. The end of day 7, we'll get some sleep, and then we'll tune in the radio at 9 a.m. tomorrow to see if the helicopter's going to arrive on day 8. Okay, it's day 8. We are just in the kitchen right now listening to the radio at 9 a.m. Check in and see if we're going to have a helicopter event to deal with today, or whether it's going to be tomorrow on day 9. Okay, that's the weather. Doesn't look like the helicopter's going to be today. Means it will probably be on day 9. Has to be, actually. So I'm not going to do anything too crazy. We'll probably take some time to read, to work on our skills, things like that. I'll have this video rejoin us on day 9 when we're tuning in to the radio. Okay, we're now into day 9. This is the last possible day that the helicopter can arrive. My car is ready. My go bag is ready. Let's skip forward to 9 a.m. and then we're going to have to listen to the radio. We'll go through the weather as it usually does. It'll go through tomorrow's weather. And then just at the end, there it is. Air activity detected. And that's the message that you're looking for. Now that we've seen that, we're essentially just going to jump in the car and head out where I was looting a couple of days ago. I'm going to be away from the base on purpose. And that's because I don't want all of the zombies that comes with the helicopter event being dragged around the surroundings of my base. I would rather they be shifted around in a different area. The alternative to this is you can always hide in a basement or a room with no windows and just sit reading. The helicopter will not lock onto you unless you are visible to it. But why would I do that and risk my safe house being safe when I can just go and do that somewhere else? This building on our left here has a shed, small shed, could be a generator in there. Now these long buildings here are quite often stocked with fresh produce. If you can get a vehicle early, these can cover your food needs for weeks, possibly months. Obviously, they're not going to be high-calorie food, so there is the concern that you will still need sources of protein, sources of fat to keep the weight building. They can be great for vegetables. Okay, that's huge. Sledgehammer. Pickaxe, that's a huge weapon, actually. Pickaxes are actually one of my favorite weapons. Very reliable, very good damage. Oh, okay. No crates in this one. That's okay. I'm not sure I'm going to bother with that shed just because there's a lot of zombies there. I think we're going to go just back to the car, move on to the next place. There's actually a construction site up the road I might go and check out. Again, chances of a generator, other useful supplies. Now the helicopter can show up at any point before 6 p.m. We've got a little while to go. There's a house alarm. It's actually going to work in my favor. If anything, it will draw zombies over there that are otherwise going to be near where I'm looting. Case in point, all of these zombies will start to head that direction. Yeah, see that? They're all slow movers, so they're taking a while to move the other way. Yeah, just planks. Lots of paint. Planks, yeah. Just planks, okay. Just shows that, you know, there are some other ways for you to get hold of planks when you don't have an axe. I should also mention, while I'm in this area as well, these fields, you'll see, are actually really good for finding food. So if you're living rural in Extinction and you haven't been able to secure food from existing buildings because of the number of zombies, foraging in these fields can be incredibly beneficial. You'll find a lot more scattered food in these areas, like crops and eggs and things like that. Okay, so from here, I think I'm just going to head out and loot some more of these rural farmhouses to the west. I don't particularly want to go anywhere too busy while we know that the helicopter is likely to show up. All these zombies are migrating because of that one alarm. Actually crazy how an alarm in a rural area can just shift so many Zeds. Odds, yeah, that's a popular base location actually in Apocalypse. Far too many zombies to do anything with. So I'm gonna head up this road. That house is looking... Oh, okay, there's the helicopter. Right, so basically, we're just going to drive round. The helicopter is going to be on us for quite some time, but we have lots of fuel. Plenty of fuel to work with. And all we're going to do is simply keep moving. That's it. So I'm going to drive... I think we're going to drive further away from the base to start with. There's a pretty big loop we can do. If we keep following this, we'll come back to the main road, and then I can sort of head back round in a loop. But yeah, the helicopter will lock onto you if you're visible, if you're outside. And one thing that I don't think I've mentioned yet is in Extinction, it continues to show up every so often. And I believe the time frame is every 10 to 15 days after the first event. But yeah, you'll have to keep track of that in your runs because it's going to happen again and it's going to continue to happen throughout the majority of your playthrough. Now, I think that dirt path we just passed with all the zombies is actually the way that I wanted to go. It's not very ideal. If this route's blocked off entirely, then we'll go back on the other road. And this is fine. Okay. So this will take us back round to the produce silo that we were just at. Honestly, once we're at the produce silo, I may just skip time a little bit until the helicopter's passed. We'll have another cigarette, I guess. So still no zombies in my immediate vicinity, probably because we're in a more rural location. You can imagine if you were in the middle of West Point, this would be getting quite dangerous. I just want to make sure it's not going to come back around, but I think that is it. Yep, okay, we're all good. So just to recap, this will have move zombies around in this area, but our safe house will be as we left it, which is great news for us. This is the end of day 9 now, and every 10 to 15 days, we will see more helicopters. But my focus from here would just be on preparing for the future. I would probably go about getting my water and electricity concerns covered first. I would then maybe look for an antique stove. So I want generators, rain collectors, water dispensers, antique stoves. I would look for an ice freezer to hold more frozen goods, guns and ammo to deal with larger groups of Zeds. Probably go about getting an animal pen, maybe some chickens or rabbits for a constant source of food. And that would be just about it. You've just got to start thinking towards the long term from this point on. And if you're interested in looking at another series like this, where I actually go over some of the long-term survival goals, we do actually have one of those on the channel already. So thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this series, and if you've watched up to this point, a very special thank you indeed. And that's it from me. We will see you in the next one.